What's up, everybody, and welcome to Clubit Gaming, the first, hopefully, of many live stream discussion shows where we talk about video games news and all that. It's a brand new show. If you've watched the Clubit TV show, you'll know pretty much what to expect from this. But we've got all new social channels. So we've got brand new Twitch, which we're live streaming to, Facebook, which we're live streaming to, new Twitter, which we're live streaming to, Twitch, which we're live streaming to, and brand new Mixer, which we're live streaming to. We're live streaming everywhere. But of course, if you watch before, you know what I'm going to say. I am not on my own. I am joined by Ed from GameHog. Hello, sir.
Greetings, everybody. How are we? Welcome to the brand new Clubit Gaming Show. Very exciting. It's exactly the same show that you've seen before, but a bit more directly about gaming and with different channel names. But it's basically the same. So sit back and enjoy. It's going to be great. But who else is with us, Roger?
We're also joined by Luke from Luke and James Play. Hello, sir.
Howdy, folks, gamer girls and gamer guys out there. Welcome to the new gaming Clubit show, rebranded and more energized than before.
Excellent.
I hope.
I just want to point out that before we went on air, that Luke showed me his beer collection that he's got in the fridge behind. You've got you're stacked. You're ready for the post show. In fact, you're ready for the pre-show and the main show and the post show.
I've already had two already. Let's get going, boys.
That's not all. We're also joined by James from Luke and James Play.
Hi. How you doing, everybody? I'm 50% of, I don't know if he's this way or this way or this way or this way.
You're right.
It's just you at the moment.
Oh, well, I'm 50% of the other idiot with a beard, so how you doing? I'm wearing some lights for a fashionable kind of move. I'm hoping
Been wearing them all day, you mate.
You can get battery-operated versions of these. I want to see it everywhere. I want to see Primark start putting it on his mannequins because it's so cool. Like those little man purses.
Primark's not a dude.
Purses that's famous at the moment, you know.
Who needs those luminous jackets when you've got LEDs around the head, you think?
Exactly. I am not getting hit by no car wearing this.
You'll make cars crash.
Yeah, and just not into me.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And I just want to say a big thank you to all three of you, because basically when we started doing the Clubit TV show, it was a little bit of a test. And it's been very successful and going really, really well. And Clubit turned around and said, like, let's start doing category shows. So we're going to do the Clubit Gaming. So here we are. So everybody who loves the video games, we're going to be talking directly to you. And also for you guys, thank you to you for joining us as well and supporting us and watching every week. Obviously at 8 p.m. Wednesday on Facebook, Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, all at the same time.
Internet.
Be there or be square.
So guys, this is a new show. First episode. Ed, tell me about GameHog. What is GameHog?
GameHog. GameHog is my YouTube and Twitch channel, and currently GameHog has been fairly inactive because basically for the most of 2018, I've been actually directing a lot of my attention to other people's channels, which I know is a strange thing to say, but I've been building more of a profile in the world of production behind other people. So I edit for a lot of other YouTubers, mostly LA-based vloggers. I've been trying to gain a bit of a reputation in the UK YouTuber scene for being a part of YouTube on a kind of grander scale than just my own channel. But GameHog is basically a gaming and fun and comedy channel. And more recently, I've done a comedy sketch, which I did with my girlfriend, Jenny B, written by my friend, Tom Woofenden. And that went down very well. That's called Break It. If you guys haven't checked that out, be sure to. And also, I have a brand new series called Do You Remember? Do You Remember? It's my nostalgia series. And things have gone a bit quiet on that front because I've got loads of ideas. It's just I have to sit down, I have to write them, I have to film them, and then I have to edit them. And I don't have time to do all that at the moment. So it's basically the next thing I'm going to do is a unboxing of loads of Duel Master stuff, some of which I got through Clubit. And that will be a Do You Remember extra little mini episode. And I'm going to do mini episodes in between the big chapters. And then my next video is going to be Do You Remember Pokemon Go? Because Pokemon Go had a very big 2016 and then died off for a little bit and is now back in full force. So
it really has, actually. It's come back really strong, actually. And with
well, I think it now has more players than it did during its boon.
Which we discussed in very big depth actually on the last show, which was obviously when it was Clubit TV, which you can still watch. If you head over to Clubit Gaming on YouTube, I've created a playlist of all our previous shows. So you can head over to our YouTube channel and actually catch up on what you previously may have missed, where we had Isla McTeer talking about Pokemon Go, Let's Go, and the other thing, which we talked about.
Everything else. Anime.
Anime, yes, exactly.
Anime.
Great show. Really, really good. Really, really good show. Really enjoyed that. Very long as well. A very long show.
That was a fun.
It was a long one, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I was a part of that one.
It was a good show.
Yeah, you suck, mate.
But since actually you weren't here, Luke. You weren't here last week.
Yeah,
so
screw you.
Luke and James, tell me about Luke and James Play and everything about your channel and your Twitch channel.
Wait.
Do you want to go first, Jim?
Yeah,
lunatic?
why not?
Right.
We were basically gamers from a very young age. We've been friends for a very, very long time. We started losing time to play games and stuff like that.
It's all lies.
So we basically was like, well, what can we do to, be able to play games together again? Then we came up with this idea of, well, let's make a YouTube channel because then we'll have to get together and play games and then see where it goes. And we never, in my head, I was like, it's going to go 3 months and then we're just going to play games. But we've gone, 3 years now, and it's been amazing. So, do you want to talk about what we focus on, Lukey?
Yeah, it's been a rip-roaring success. So we like to focus on co-op content. Me and Jim are buds. And we like to play in the same room together because, we can. We like to try and bring that sort of young memory for people from our sort of generation, let's say, because split screen and stuff is more, when you got your buddy or your brother and your sister or whatever, and you've got your little, like this stream, you got your 4, and you're trying to peek over and, don't look at my screen, all that sort of stuff. We like to bring that back, the memories of actually playing with friends in the same room. It kind of has a different dynamic than it does online. So even though we do a lot of live streams separately, because that's how you grow and build an audience, sometimes that's necessary. So that's us, basically.
There is a certain charm to cooperative games, which I think has been lost over recent years, especially like local co-op as well, because there's a different form of banter of when you've got that person next to you and you play the game directly, and it's hard to explain what it's like, because obviously, I play cooperative games. It's different when you're online. It's massively different. Especially when you can take the piss out of each other directly, and if that person gets killed and no longer in, you can go get a beer.
Oh, good point.
Go get a beer, Luke. But no, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Like I said, this is the first show, and I wanted the first part of the show to kind of be about us and talk about a little bit about our history of gaming and what we kind of go to or what our memories are of gaming. So the first topic is your favorite game.
Oh gosh, okay.
So
ask this on stage at Comic-Con.
So all the time.
Ed, if you had to think back and look back at all your life of gaming and everything like that, what would be the game that you would always go back to with a big smile on your face?
That would be, for me, Orphan, the Scion of Sorcery, which was a PlayStation 2 launch title and still to this day is one of my favorite games of all time. And the big upside for me about this game is it hasn't aged amazingly well, but it's got a lot of anime sorcery styles to it, which those two things instantly, especially when I'm a kid, those were fantastic. But the game has insane replay value because the plot is you're getting on a ship to go to a place called Arven Rama, and then it turns out your ship was never going to Arven Rama, it was going to Chaos Island. And so you end up, while you're on the ship, you end up with your companions, you end up finding one of 3 people, and you go with them to Chaos Island. Like when you all maroon, you end up with them. And the game encourages you, because it's all about time travel. When you get to the end of each storyline, it teleports you back to the start of the game. And then, but you've got everything. It's like New Game Plus. But then you go and you follow a different character. And each one of those is a totally, vastly different game. It's not a bit like, Mario Galaxy, for instance, or Mario 64, where it's different worlds, but you're like, it's just the same thing. I'm just jumping up and down. Like, they are so different. The mechanics are different. The things you have to do are totally different. It's really, really good in that regard. The battle system's very unique and slightly weird, and also hasn't aged amazingly well because it's kind of turn-based, but kind of not. It's a bit like Chrono Trigger in a way, but sort of not as well. It's hard to explain, but I really, really enjoyed it. So that for me would probably be the game that I'd pick. I just think it's really, really good fun. As
that
of
was
more
on the
recently,
PlayStation 2?
things like Dark Souls. It was on PlayStation 2. It was one of the launch
Oh.
titles.
You know what? I've never heard of that one. I'm gonna have to check it out.
No, it is quite an unusual game. Not many people know it. In fact, there's a member of our community called Castaroth, and they came into the community because I think they saw my comment on an orphan speed run, and it was me commenting going, by the way, no one on the internet knows about this game, just keep doing what you're doing. And they saw that comment or something and went, an orphan fan, great, and then found that I was doing videos and then joined the Discord and stuff, and so we became soulmates and things like
That's
that.
so good.
Oh, I love it.
So, same question over to Luke. Now, what's the game that brings back great memories for you? One that you would always go back to?
I mean, James and mine answers are always pretty similar to each other's, but it's weird because mine's not a co-op game. The one I on about, mine's Dead Rising, the first one on Xbox 360. Only because I mean, like, there's loads of games I love to bits, but that one really made me really excited for it because I was like having dreams about playing it and stuff before, and then imagining myself in that situation, which is obviously if you've not played it, which some people I guess wouldn't have, you're just a guy trapped in a shopping mall filled to the brim with zombies, and you use anything that is near you to fight them off, which is brilliant. And when it came out, obviously there was no other games like that where you could just walk around a shopping mall, and obviously that's that idea to me was like that could happen in real life, you know. And at that age when it came out, I was super like in my own mind and stuff, and it helped me when I went to Bluewater, which is near where I live. It's the closest thing to that mall that exists. And when I walked in, I was just like, oh my god, I'm in
I
the
know
game.
what to grab.
I'm in the game, yeah. I'm like, but the problem is we're in England, so there's no weapons shops in England, so we'd just be totally screwed. But it made it more fun because then you're like, oh, what would I actually do? So anyway, yeah. That's why I loved it more. It just captured my imagination quite well, and I'm a big fan of zombies and stuff. Me and Jim both are, but yeah, I know our answers are very similar, so I try and always pick something different to what Jim says. But I think I might know what Jim says. So
yeah, I think you do. I mean, yeah, you probably do.
So yeah, that's mine. I mean, I've got loads. I could say loads of.
That's the problem. I think that's the hardest thing is trying to
There's
narrow
no
one down.
I
And
don't-
like when I was thinking about this today, I narrowed it down to like 2, and I think I know which one I'm going to go for. But go on, Jim. Over to you. What
Okay,
your choice?
So my first one is actually Dead Rising, but obviously I will go with like my shared first, which is BioShock.
I knew you was gonna say it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That game for me is just incredible. It's absolutely amazing. Like I love the story behind it. I love the atmosphere. Like I've never played a
Atmosphere's
game
great.
where the atmosphere in a game is so good. Like when you go down into Rapture for the first time and you start exploring it, it is just breathtaking. It's so, I don't know. It's just there's just something about a city under the sea that is just infinitely amazing to me, and it's done in such. And I love the 1950s kind of style as well. I love it. I love like the you know, I really enjoyed like the dress style, the sense of fashion, just the way of life and how it was. When you mix that with kind of like bit futuristic, but it stays 1950s, you get BioShock, and it is just phenomenal. The music, the setting, just the whole story, the characters, the gameplay. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I still remember when me and Luke downloaded the demo. We were at his house. I think we must have been about like 16, 17, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And the demo had just been announced, so we were like, "Oh my god!" So we were downloading it. As the game is downloading, I go into MSN and have this full-blown argument with my ex-girlfriend, which makes me so goddamn angry. And I was in such a bad mood. And Luke was just like, "Jim, it's finished downloading, and I'm gonna let you play it first." And I was like,
yeah.
"Oh." And then I just sat
that there solidified our friendship.
Yeah,
I think
when I let that
You just
take
went,
the controller
played-
first.
and I sat and played that demo, and I think we literally played that demo all night, and it was just
all
over
over
and over and over and over, and oh my god! And just when that game finally came out, I played it so much, and I've completed that game no less than maybe 15 to 20 times. Like I've bought it so many different times, and I just love it. I can play for it now if I wanted to. I love it.
I have to admit, I put my hand in my heart. I've never played any of the BioShocks. Never played.
Bio-
them.
I
BioShock
only got one recently because
Infinite?
they remastered it.
Mm.
Yeah,
got the
BioShock
collection.
Infinite for me was a bit
It's very
I didn't get the
different,
same feeling
whereas
with that,
one
but that's because I loved the BioShock 1 and 2 because of the setting. BioShock 2 is one of the. It's very rare that you get a sequel that is just as good as the first. And BioShock 2 goes in such a different. It stays in Rapture and everything like that, but it goes in such a different direction that it was just as good as the first one.
So Mental Patient 15 on Twitch says, I'm currently playing through the BioShock collection on PS4, having a great time.
It's
I think
amazing.
I need to go through it myself because I do have the collection on PS4. I just never got round to actually playing.
Dude,
so
honestly, you need to.
I've just bought Infinite on Steam for like a $5. So
trust
and you get
me when I say you need to play that.
cool.
You get to go to Rapture in.
I will live stream it. My first
Yeah, you
experience
should.
with
Oh,
BioShock.
absolutely. I've live streamed it before, and yeah, it's do it,
Cool.
dude. Honestly.
Cool. That goes about that. It's one of those sort of games where you keep seeing it, and I'm like, I need to get around to playing that. And just years and years have gone on, and obviously then they did the collection, and then it's like, and I think they gave it away. Did they give it away on PlayStation Plus? I can't remember. Either that was
Probably
like really
at
cheap.
some point, yeah.
Either that was really cheap on PSN or something like that when I picked it up. And again, it's just been sat there, and I just haven't got round to
Dude, it's
even
so
uploading
good.
it. So
real.
yeah, so my choices, like I said, I narrowed it down to 2 games, and like one of them's kind of a bit like obvious, which I think a lot of people may go for, and that's what I'm going to go for in the end. And that was Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1.
Nice one.
It was I remember like getting the demo. I still got the original demo on when you used to get demo discs on the it was Play magazine, I think, and there was loads of crap on it. And then there was this thing called Metal Gear Solid, and I was like, what the hell is that? It sounded like a mech game. So anyway, I tried it, obviously experienced the demo, and I just fell in love with it, and I was waiting for the release day, and I can't remember how old I was. I think I might have been 11. So obviously a lot younger than what the age rating was, but never mind. And I remember, like, I just trying to save as much money up for it, so it was 40 quid from Woolworths back when that was open.
Woolworths, wow.
And I remember I creosoted all the garden fences at my parents' because I wanted to earn as much money as I could to be able to afford it. Still didn't have enough money, then convinced my brother to give me 20 quid towards it, and then went down to Woolworths, purchased it, and just literally, it took over my life. And it sort of made me realize that video games could be not just cartoony and a kids game. It was something. This was like a 3D movie. It was just unbelievable. Like the first time I've experienced 3D really within PlayStation as well. And the storytelling and the film aspect of it was just like, this is amazing. This is nothing like I've ever played before, and it just blew me away. And I can't actually tell you how many times I'd played it. And you would also unlock the theater mode as well, where you could actually just watch all the cinematics back, and they would just play like a film.
Nice.
And I would just sit there and just watch that while I was doing homework, and it was amazing. I really, really enjoyed it. And that was the game that I'd say solidified me as being a video game fan. And I was like, this is going to be the rest of my life. And then Metal Gear Solid 2 came out on the PlayStation 2. And the funny story about that is that when my friend bought a PS2 and he got Metal Gear Solid 2 with it, we couldn't afford a memory card. So, so like they were like £35 for a memory card for the PlayStation 2. And so we started playing it. And that was about 9 o'clock in the morning, something like 10 o'clock. And we kept playing and kept playing and kept playing and kept playing. I had then to leave to go home. And he then played it all the way through the night and managed to complete it in one sitting.
Jesus.
And back then, that was like, holy shit, you completed Metal Gear Solid 2. So that was great. It's one of the amazing franchises of all time, and that just sort of kicked it off with me. My second choice was going to be Resident Evil 2, which is getting a remake in January.
Is it?
Resident Evil 2 remake. It's looks gory as fuck.
It looks really
It's going to terrify the hell out of me. I did a recent live stream of PT. Thanks, Luke.
No worries.
Git. I literally did it half an hour. Yana jumped in the chat actually on Twitch when I was live streaming, and she said, I can't actually sit here and watch it. She said it's too much. I'm getting scared.
That's why I wasn't there. I was like, I'm not going to suggest this and then watch it. I can't do that.
I had to stop half an hour. And because I was literally getting like heart palpitations and had to move on to Alien Isolation because I was just like,
oh my God.
That's a little bit steadier horror. But
I was going to say that's not much of a change.
Yeah, let's tone it down.
To be honest, after playing PT, it was nothing. It was like, this is just a walk in the park. This is great.
I can't believe that game never got made. I cannot believe
it's
that.
gutting, isn't it? It's so good.
I would definitely play through it if it got released. Like, I definitely would.
I can't believe that Konami don't just release it as a thing. It's like, here's PT. Have it.
Maybe they will. Maybe they're sitting on it.
No. It's because there's loads of problems with Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
So that's why they're not doing
They
it.
ejected from Konami, didn't they? Foolishly.
What idiots.
So that was my choice. I went with Metal Gear. So thank you so much, guys, for that. So there you go. So you got a little bit of a backstory to our gaming history and what we enjoy. That was the first topic of the show. Moving on to the second topic of the show. Kind of refers back to last week where we did the Pokemon-themed Clubit TV show. But let's review Pokemon Let's Go. Now, I'm presuming we've all have played it, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, yes.
Seeing that you weren't here, Luke, last week,
Yeah.
mind if I start with you?
Yeah, and I know for a fact I haven't played it as much as these two dweebs.
You probably played it more than me. You probably played it more than me.
Possibly. I think it's a fantastic game. I don't know what I like about it, like, because it's really different to, what you remember. But I think it's got that right amount of nostalgia about it because obviously it's kind of like a remake of Yellow. But they change enough of it to make it feel fresh and new, and it kind of makes catching Pokemon the focus instead of
definitely
fighting them. And that's quite cool. I like the idea of you don't have to just walk up to fight these creatures. You can just kidnap them instead, straight up. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. The upgraded graphics, the fact you can play co-op is great. I've actually tried to get my girlfriend involved with it and see if she's could be a fan of it, and she's like, I only want to catch the cute ones. So that's good because you don't even fight really because the game's a cakewalk.
Well, all the first lot are cute anyway. Like the first.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah.
Have you seen the way to hack? Because obviously that you get the perfect throw if both of you get an excellent together. Have you seen the way to hack that for single player? Just use the grip controller.
Do it together.
Oh really?
Oh really?
Well, yeah, because it's exactly the same. You just hold the grip controller in the middle and it's got both of them next to it. You know when
that's
put
good.
it like the controller.
Yeah.
Just put it on that. It's
bonus
great.
XP.
Quite genius, actually.
It's a great idea.
And you get loads of XP for doing that, don't you?
Yeah, loads of XP and pretty much a guaranteed catch. And by the way, Jim, you had a theory about catching that once it gets to a certain point, it's a guaranteed catch. I'm not certain it's verified as guaranteed.
Go on.
It's not
It changes the ring.
It's not
100%.
guaranteed. So as I say, it's guaranteed if you get like a nice or more. I've never ever, if I've got a nice or more, I've never failed. But effectively, what it is, for each level of Pokemon, I found it's a little bit different. But basically, I'm one of these people that doesn't get to 31 and then stop catching and just start looking.
You
I
like
will
to
just
waste
keep
your
catching and
resources,
catching and catching and catching. Yeah. So like for Diglett, I got like 266. To get my Psyduck, I think I got to combo 280 something. But anyway, like I found that once I got to a certain amount, the ring then turned green for standard Pokeballs. And every single time I was getting a nice or more, I was catching it every time and I never failed. So for like 3 hours, I didn't fail to catch one. So for every Pokeball I threw, I got a catch. And I wasn't even trying at the end. I was just hammering A and
Pointing
watching
away
TV.
from the screen. It's like...
So
rebound.
But I then did Diglett and I got to 100 and then the combo changed to green. However, I was doing Pikachu today and that changed to green at 60. So I think depending on the level... 80. So it depends on the Pokemon, but yeah, keep your combo going because I broke my combo on Diglett. On Psyduck. And then I was like, okay, I went and did a bit more in the game. And then I was like, right, I'm going to go back and get my blue Psyduck now. So I went back, threw the ball, and it was actually still green. So once you unlock that Pokemon to green, it will stay like that forever.
Yeah.
So then it becomes super easy to catch. Then you can stop using Great Balls, Ultra Balls, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a really good tip. I've found it's not very good if you're not wanting to do anything like shiny hunting or power level. But yeah, it's great if you want to shiny hunt because then you can get so easy at that point. And Pokeballs are obviously 100 only each, whereas like a Great Ball is like 300, isn't it?
Yeah, 300.
And an Ultra Ball is like 500. So for every Pokeball for every Great Ball, you get 3 Pokeballs, and then that is 3 guaranteed catches as long as you're not like throwing it out of the circle. So
okay.
So like as a gameplay aspect of it then, is there anything that you sort of like obviously you guys have seen, I'm quite new to it. When I got it, that was my first experience of it. You guys have been events and seen the game a little bit more in action. Is there anything that you are disappointed about it, or something that you've maybe got, that's not quite what I like, but okay.
Nothing fundamentally, really, other than the fact that battling basically is meaningless to leveling up, which is frustrating. It seems to do nothing.
I mean, it's not meaningless. It's just it gives you such a low XP
that it might,
compared to
but it basically just makes it a pain. Whereas when you fight in the old games, like I used to kind of gleefully challenge every trainer. So going, I need to level up for the next gym, but you don't level up from battling. So it's just, oh fuck's sake, let me get out of my way so I can go to this next thing. Like I avoided every swimmer on that route. So I just fuck off, just get out of my way. I just don't want to fight you. So that was a pain. Make it worth battling, because otherwise, like, I just want to avoid.
I still challenge every single person because I just like.
I do. I
need the money,
doing.
So I wish I did. The thing that really winds me up is once you get, spoiler alert, but it's not really. But once you get, to, you can fly on a Dragonite, a Charizard, or an Aerodactyl. And that unlocks this ability to fly over everything, and that unlocks Pokemon that spawn at a higher level, and Dragonites and Charizards and everything coming out from the sky. And that's a really great feature, except for when you're trying to transition between areas, because you have to then press start, go to your party, take it out of the Pokeball, then wait for the animation to catch up. So then it goes, oh, you took it out. Then you're back on the floor. Then you go into the house, or, through one of those little door-to-door things between like Celadon and Saffron.
Yeah.
Then you get out the other side. Then you have to get it out again. It's just a fucking ball ache. So, for instance, when you're I've been shiny hunting Magikarps, and staying in the water is a pain because Tentacool and Tentacruel actively swim towards you. So I don't want to keep encountering those. So I fly with my Dragonite above it, which is great. But then if I suddenly spot a Magikarp, it's such a fumble of quick, got to press start, got to find another Pokemon to put in, then press start, then wait for the animation to catch up, and then go. That's just stupid. That's annoying. That there should be a button to take out, put away, take out, put away.
Almost a bit like when in the old games where you would get your bike out, put your bike away. Yeah.
There's just one button press.
Needs to have something like that. I agree.
Real fast.
Yeah, in Sun and Moon, you can just assign different ride-alongs, can't you, to the D-pad?
Yes, exactly.
And then you're walking.
The problem is they're encouraging you to play with one Joy-Con.
Yeah.
They can't assign stuff to the D-pad because those buttons are already on.
Because of that bloody ball. If that ball wasn't a part of it, then you wouldn't need it.
Jimmick had to explain to me that I didn't think there was a Y button. I knew there was an A button, which is the stick, a B button, which is on the top, and that was it.
That's what I thought.
If you shake it, it's a Y button.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Neither did I. So when you're trying to change the settings, I was going, oh, great. Okay, I've got to the settings with this. Now I've got to find the Joy-Con.
That's what I was doing, yeah.
Okay, now I've got the Joy-Con. Wait, I've got to wait for this to sync up. What do you mean player 2? This is player 1. Okay, so hang on. I've got to go back to my menu on the main home screen. Then I've got to resync the controller. So this is the one. And then I've got to do that to press settings. And I was so angry. Just shake it, mate. And I'm like, kill me.
I didn't know that. I had no clue about that at all. No.
There you go.
Fucking hell. Well, that's your bad game design. Should explain it. Make it very clear.
Generally, no.
Did you read the instruction booklet that you got in the box with the ball?
There's an instruction booklet?
There is, yeah.
Men don't read instructions.
No.
Don't need to, mate.
I'm a female man, so I read the instructions, and that's how
you
I
are
know.
definitely a female.
Look in the take the cardboard box bit out.
Stop opening the people's prize.
Shut up.
Yeah,
no
that's
prize.
the giveaway prize, and that sweet typewriter.
And at the very bottom there is two little bits of paper.
If you guys enter the competition today, the game
one is the Pokeball instructions.
Has been touched by Roger.
It's not. It's not a competition. Shut up.
Signed instruction sheet by Roger Knowles.
Oh, well, I could do. Send instructions. Oh yeah, there's instructions in there.
Le Grill? What the hell does that mean?
Anyway,
so there you go. Yeah, that's how I knew.
And I always have a go at my girlfriend for not reading the instructions.
There you go.
She should read.
God damn it, I can't stand that up now. Anyway, cool. So I have to admit, the one thing that you should never ever go back to now with Pokemon is not having them roaming around. That is amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, that is amazing.
Absolutely.
Really, really good. I love it.
Think if they do it with Gen 8 and they put in every Pokemon, that's going to be chaotic. You have to put a big map with
Yeah.
really diverse biomes to be able to make that
Exactly.
work.
That is an old game with like a little fucking area like
Little
this.
tunnel in,
But
but bring it further out.
there's nothing to say that game won't be big. And
Who knows?
I
Who fucking
really
knows?
hope. Do you know, we've all been wanting the kind of Skyrim-esque Pokemon adventure. We've all been
Imagine.
wanting
Just
that.
imagine that.
Open
Imagine how
world.
good that'll be. We need, basically, I'd be happy with everything to be like Let's Go, but in a brand new, proper open feeling world. Because there's only so much you can do to Kanto. I would have loved them to properly reimagine Kanto, but keeping it the same, you know, in the same way that they reimagine areas of Breath of the Wild, and you go, oh, this is that bit from Ocarina of Time, but it looks a bit different. Like, I wish they'd done that with this, because then you could have gone, oh wow, doesn't this area north of Fuchsia City and that looks so different, this boardwalk area?
Yeah,
But it's kind of the same.
I think
Like,
with that, because
was
they
it.
haven't really changed it too much, my interest in the game, even now, is just starting to waver just a smidge, because I kind of experienced blue, yellow, and leaf green so many times. So I know exactly
and
what's around
gold
the corner.
and silver, where
yes.
you go back to this place. So
Exactly.
yeah, we've kind of been there a number of times. But I think the advantage of this game is that if this is what they're doing for Gen 8, the thing they're doing is going, hey, Pokemon Go did really well. We kind of like what it did, and Pokemon's been getting a bit stale. The games are going to be like this from now on, but we're going to make it a bit more hardcore for the next one. This is just like dipping the toe in the water, like new capture mechanics, new
Trialing the
XP
capture,
mechanics, new overworld stuff.
Yeah.
But nothing else major. But what they're then going to do is go, right, so now natures and special abilities are back, and then also egg
breeding
hatching
and
So do you think
yeah.
then? Do you think that they do it like you battle the Pokemon that then capture it like Let's Go?
yes, I do.
I don't think they'll do that for this, but it would be good to see that, because that was what Pokemon was. What you watched in the anime when you first got introduced was, oh, they fight it and then catch it. But if I fight
think
this
you will
Pokemon in the
fight
wild,
it,
they
then
die. That would be more fun, because to me, that is how you catch a Pokemon. You weaken it down to not weaken it to the point where you've stunned it or paralyzed it, even, and it's down in red health. Like, kill it, make it faint, and then catch it. That's kind of how
Because they can't fight back then, can it?
exactly. But yeah, I've always wondered where.
I think they should do it because, like the legendaries, when you catch them, you fight them first and then you catch. So I think they should do it in that way.
It did work in that regard. I thought that was a good one.
Yana on Twitch has just asked you, Ed, have you got a shiny yet?
I have. I've got 3. I've got shiny Diglett, I've got shiny Geodude, and I just caught a shiny Magikarp. That I've been
Woo!
chaining
Finally.
for days. I was chaining it for 2 hours prior to a 3.5-hour stream with Jim. I then did it for about 4 hours after that stream, and did it for 2 hours today. So that is like 8
That's pretty-
to 10 hours worth of shiny.
Fuck me, he finally did it. She said.
And it's a really good one, because if you get to 31 and wait, that basically guarantees that it'll get 4 out of 6 IVs perfect, which is
Oh,
great.
that's good.
Yeah, so then every shiny I'm catching, because I'm chaining
Yeah.
it that way, is going to be strong. Which
See,
Oh,
just
I'm gonna mention, Ed. I found out that the maximum CP a Pokemon have is 10,000, and the maximum one of its skills can go to is 500.
500.
I did that with my Pikachu today. I got it to 10,000 CP and got some of its attacks to 500.
He did that at work, by the way. He was-
It's nuts. It's the most insane Pikachu known to man. It's
you've
crazy.
got like Ash's Pikachu.
It's like perfect IVs, and I've filled it with Pikachu candy. Just
So now
Eat
everything
more.
it has is super.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I wish you could evolve it. Imagine that Raichu.
oh,
Oh.
Huge.
That Raichu would be so hench.
Shocking.
Yeah, better than
Crazy.
Surge's one, yeah.
Although Pokemon Go recently added evolutions for Sinnoh, which I liked. I like the evolutions from Sinnoh.
There's talk of a PvP feature coming to Let's Go, isn't there? Not
There's
Let's Go, sorry,
always-
Pokemon Go.
There's always been talk.
But they're
of
saying
that.
the end of November, or yeah,
Really?
I believe, yeah. I saw on a group I'm on there on the Let's Go. Oh, for fuck's sake, Pokemon Go group. They were talking about it, a PvP feature or something like that, which would be.
I'll have a look. I'll see if I can find anything about.
Because then you
that.
could just walk up, to, just stand in one point on the street doing 90-degree turns until someone meets your vision, and you can be like,
And he
I
goes,
will
did you
battle
touch me?
Waitress Sandra would like to battle.
"We've crossed eyes."
I thought the best one is, I think, I can't remember where it was now, when it was called Hiker Knob.
Just be like,
Hiker Knob
Hiker Knob.
has challenged you. You're like, oh, okay.
I like it.
ah,
Knobby
I challenge
hiker.
you to a battle.
The one aspect of the game which kind of disturbs me a little bit and I don't feel comfortable with, how nice your rival is to you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it
call
just
mine-
doesn't work.
I'm smelling you later. I want him to be a dick. Like, hey, Grab, smell
You know
you
what?
later.
I wanted to be the dick. I was just
Yeah.
like, you are too nice. No, I'm not going to be nice. I wish you could have like dialogue options and just tell him to
Yeah.
get lost and be like, smell you later. Like, just be. I want you to be Gary to him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you mean.
I would just,
Gary.
I just,
Put that balance back in.
Be
Yeah.
more Gary.
It just didn't. And then when Gary turns turns up, he's still sort of nice. It's kind of a bit like
He's not much of a dick. Red
He
isn't
isn't-
available. You can find Red to
Oh, is he-
battle him.
Is he
He's
a
on the
dick?
Indigo Plateau. He doesn't speak, I don't think.
Red
I'd-
never has he?
They're just having
Yeah.
that sort of aspect of, I don't know, having that like bitter rivalry when
Yeah.
when your rival turned up at the end. You're like, ooh,
Yeah,
right,
damn it.
you're going down. You're going down. It's like the sort of that you've experienced his harshness all the way through the game. That there was a nice payoff because of that. And this, you kind of like, you just no.
Stop being nice to me.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
stop being
Do
nice.
one.
Just be horrible and
Yeah.
stop being so encouraging. You can do
I
it.
think, well, I'll tell you one thing that is really irritating me, and I mentioned this to Ed, is like if you throw a Pokeball and
Whilst you're cheating
it
on me.
misses, you then have to press A again every
Yeah,
time.
That really
Especially
Oh,
when
it infuriates me because then I go to throw the ball again. I'm like, why isn't it working? Oh, right, I've got to press A again, apparently. And,
Yep.
you know, it's,
It's worse in
that is
hand-to-hand.
not needed.
Especially when
like-
they jump to the side, because you have to turn, and if you
Yeah.
miss, it then goes whoop, and then you have to go, oh fuck's sake, now I'm over here, but it's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Hate that shit. I was saying to Jim, why can't you just get your Switch and have it portrait mode and with the thing on the bottom, and
That's
like
what
on the phone, and then you could still do the and
That'd
throw
be
it that way,
great.
and then
That
you've
would
got
be
the
cool.
controller. You know,
I'm noticing
you
that
can
the
hold it like a
screen
giant phone, just
isn't-
like.
The screen isn't touchscreen as well, which kind of threw me a little bit with
No.
Nintendo Switch.
That is weird to me.
What?
Mm.
Yeah, why can't you touch
A couple of times I was like, oh, I can't bother just touching it. I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, my.
Maybe it wasn't accurate enough. The screen's weird, isn't it? It's like a plastic weird screen. It's not like.
I just like, even like
think it's pretty
for
good.
battle and items, when you're actually in the battle, like fight and choose your, like, which one you're going to
You
go
could
for.
do that on DS, so why not a Switch?
And it's fairly big as well on the screens, and it's round, almost like as if it's for a finger touch, and you go,
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Doesn't work.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's took straight out the Sun and Moon one, isn't it? Sun and Moon one
Which
is
it
touch,
was, yeah.
which was touchscreen. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, so thank you so much. That was our review of Pokemon Let's Go. Actually, Luke, you did say, which one did you get, Eevee or Pikachu?
I got Eevee.
Any particular reason?
Because I got Pikachu.
Jim, yeah,
Fair enough.
and also I heard that Eevee can like learn moves from its different
OP.
evolutions or whatever. So yeah,
P.
Yeah.
I got Pikachu. I'm very happy with him. He's cool.
that's the main reason was because Jim had the Pikachu. That was it, really.
Mm.
Oh, but also, one of the best moments I did have when I was playing it, just walking around, and then Bulbasaur just appeared in the wild. I was just like,
It's mine.
yes. I
Yeah,
was just
when
like,
you can
thank
get
God.
more than one.
It
as
did that.
well.
I found a
Oh.
shiny I found a shiny Squirtle. I was just walking around and there was just a shiny Squirtle. I was like, mine.
Wow. What color
was
is he?
so
when
lucky.
He's shiny.
He's got a green shell.
Ooh.
But
Oh,
like, I think, yeah, I've got three now. I've got a shiny Squirtle and then I've got a shiny Psyduck, which is just super amazing.
It's like Nuka-Cola Quantum, the
Yeah,
color of
right.
like this color now. It's like
that
that.
color, yeah.
Is that color?
And then I've got a shiny Chansey.
Nice. I'm jealous of the shiny Chansey.
We got that on a Diglett combo though. My
got
Diglett
a shiny
combo was
Pidgey.
like 280
Yeah,
something.
Luke's got
and
a
then a
shiny
shiny Chansey appeared.
My
I got
shitty shiny Geodude that I got by accident. Whilst
Is
looking
it
for a
gold?
pack.
Is that like gold? Like a golden
Yeah.
nugget? Oh, I
Yeah.
think that's quite cool.
Have you ever
I
seen
want that.
shiny Pineco and Fortress? Because they actually look like feculents. A hideous brown color. Like, have you seen the Nintendo Switch, like Eevee one?
Yeah, it's a poo.
Yeah, I
colour.
want it.
Why?
I want the
It looks
Switch.
awful.
No, I want the Pokemon Switch because
You cray, Jim.
I really like it.
It looks like poo, Jim.
Shiny Psyduck is Jim's
Well, then I
Mona
like
Lisa,
Pooed.
says Yana.
And on that bombshell, James likes poo. That was our review.
As long
of...
as it's smeared on a Switch, Roger, of course.
Oh,
And
of course,
it's
of course. You know, That was
In
a
an
review
Eevee
of Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee. Let us know what you thought to the games down in the comments below. Like I said, we did a Pokemon theme show last week, which you can still catch on on Clubit Gaming on our YouTube channel, where I've set up a playlist of all our previous shows that we did of Clubit TV show. But obviously now this is the Clubit Gaming Show, where it's all themed about gaming. Where we've got a new Twitch channel, we've got a new YouTube channel, we've got a new Facebook page, new Twitter. Mix has actually been converted over into Clubit Gaming, but never mind about that. So all new. So don't forget to head over to all those and follow us. If you could actually do me a favor, I'm talking to everybody in the chat right now. If you could head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe, and get us to 100 subscribers, that means that we can have a customized URL, because currently it's YouTube's the one, which they just throw at you until you have 100 subscribers.
Number dump, yeah.
If you could head over there and subscribe, I would be really appreciative if you did that. That'd be amazing. Thank you. Anyway, guys, on to our next topic of the show. Fallout 76, hit or miss? So,
hit or miss? I guess
Luke,
you never miss.
Yeah, I know you played it.
Played it a lot.
James and Ed, have you two played it?
I have not.
No. Okay, so Luke, you're going to be taking the floor on this one, my friend. So
I'm taking the floor.
You are taking the floor. So are you enjoying Fallout 76?
Yes, I am. Quite incredibly more than I thought I would, due to what everyone is saying about it. But you shouldn't listen to what people say about it. You should make your own opinion.
That's true.
Because a lot of what they are saying is based on beta gameplay. They've all played the beta and were complaining about that people couldn't fix certain things before a certain deadline or whatever for when the game releases. I will say I've experienced the classic Bethesda bugs that are always in their games because of the size of the world.
It's now
and
a
the
feature, to be honest.
I mean, I've had a couple where the game just crashed out on me, and I've loaded it back in, and the thing I was doing is now just disappeared completely. So yeah, that has happened, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it is a co-op Fallout experience that does work well and is fun to play. Like, it's, I think what people's gripes with it is where it basically could have just been a DLC for Fallout 4. You know, they could have just whacked on multiplayer on Fallout 4 and that could have been the game. I think a lot of people were hoping for Fallout 5.
Yeah.
That didn't happen, and now they're bitching. Like the Diablo Immortal situation. You know, they announced it and everyone's like, oh shit. But realistically, the game is fucking good fun. Me and Spammels have been playing it a lot. Spammels is really good to play with because he likes to make story out of every situation. And the game, like Dark Souls, doesn't force a story on you.
It's your choosing. If you wish to follow it, you can.
Yes, because I like to say this. When I played World of Warcraft recently, I walked up to an NPC. There's fucking millions of NPCs, right? You walk up to talk to them, and their little box of dialogue comes up, and I just click past it, click past it, give me a question, see you later, bye. Right? The main gripes everyone's saying, oh, there's no NPCs in the game who you can stand and listen to talk to you for 5 minutes while you stand still and do nothing.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Right? You just go about your business in the wasteland. It's a wasteland, okay? There shouldn't be any life there anyway. And there are just notes and holotapes that you can listen to whilst you carry on shooting things in the face, collecting loads of random shit, literally anything you can pick up, take it back to your bench, scrap it, slap it on your body as armor, and carry on shooting mutants and stuff with your friends. I honestly cannot understand why people have got a problem with it.
I would say it does sound really, really good fun, and I've been lent it actually, and I was hoping to have a little go on it before we went live on the show, but before I went live.
You got on PC or
on PS4? I know I can't run PC games. My PC is struggling at the moment. I'll put the most basic. I'll put Tetris on it, and it'll die. So I'm looking forward to have a go at it because I think it's. I'm interested to see, because let me put this perspective. I didn't really enjoy Fallout 4 too much, and I think it was because it was too much like Fallout 3. And I wanted something new, but I do like the Fallout universe and the franchise of it. I like the world it's set in. So this, for me, because it's different enough from the previous ones, it feels like a whole different game, and I think this is where I think I might drop in and might enjoy it.
Yeah, it allows you to, you know how like Halo, your Master Chief doesn't speak,
Yeah.
so that you can be Master Chief. They want the player to be Master Chief. This Fallout 76 is so that you can be your Wastelander, like your survivor from the vault. You're the first. The Vault 76 is the first vault that opens. So you're the first people exploring into the waste. Your overseer has gone out ahead of you. So your manager has fucked off, and you're like, crap. She's left me these little like trail of breadcrumbs throughout the world. You can follow if you like. Her story's actually really good. You can get about a backstory about the overseer and what's going on, and it gives you insight into behind Vault-Tec as the company. You know, this evil company that makes all these vaults, and like some of them experiment on people and give them no food, or put all men and one woman, or take away air after a certain amount of time, or whatever. So it gives you and. Oh, I don't know what's going with that, but anyway, that's that. And then there was one other thing. Sorry, people complain about the enemy called the Scorched. And basically, they were just saying like they are feral ghouls, and feral ghouls are just people that are radiated and basically just zombies. But they were just them with guns, because they're like zombies running around shooting you with guns, and you're like, well, what? This is stupid. It doesn't make sense. But if you bother to listen to anything, they're actually people who still have their sort of mind about them, and they are just everything they perceive is hostile. As you would in that wasteland environment. All the animals are just mutated creeps, and they are trying to defend their little camps they've made from you.
So, on a server for Fallout 76, how many people are in one session with you then?
I couldn't tell you, because the map is huge, but you can see everyone who's playing at the time, and you can go to social, and there's a list, and I could literally go on there and count how many people are there at that time. But there's no... There probably is a limit, and it's probably a soft limit, and it doesn't say.
Roughly how many were with you?
I don't know. There could have been. I saw 20 on the screen at one time.
So,
but that's just in one area.
When you as far as I get, so you create a character of how they look, then you start off in the vault, and then you exit the vault pretty much straight away. You have a little look around. Is it?
You can walk straight out the vault if you want. I mean, there's no real reason to look around.
So then,
you're outside your vault.
Do you always spawn in the same place then when you exit the vault, or is it randomly place you on the map, or?
Well, it depends. Like it depends where you like. If you quit the game, you'll just spawn where you were.
Right.
Or if you've got a camp, you'll spawn at your camp, because basically in the game you can set up a camp anywhere in the world, as long as it's not in a location that's already on the map, and that's your camp. So you spawn out, the camp disappears. You come back, the camp builds itself again.
Okay,
you move the camp. You can move the camp anywhere on the map. It sucks everything into it and puts it exactly where you tell it to.
But like right at the beginning of the game, when you leave the vault for the first time, does everyone start from the same point of the map?
Everyone starts at that vault. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that a problem with PvP then? Because if you exit the vault,
PvP is completely optional. The game isn't a PvP game. It's a co-op game. Okay. You can PvP in if you wish. It is broken, because basically I'll shoot you, Roger. And if you want to fight me back, you shoot me back. That's you accepting my invitation to fight. But your shot back does full damage to me. My shot to you does nothing.
Oh, so I get you.
9 times out of 10, the person who shoots second is going to beat you. There are parts of the game where it sort of insinuates a PvP situation. Basically, you get like an area that's really resource rich, and you build a workshop. And then it goes, right, you found like this junkyard, and it's like everything here you can use to build turrets and stuff to refine all this stuff. But that then initiates PvP, so people come and shoot you. That's when the PvP is full-on PvP. But I'm not bothered with that. I've done it, but no one's ever bothered to come and take it from me yet, other than super mutants and bloody little liberator robots that are a pain in the ass to kill.
Have you fired a nuke yet?
No, because that's kind of like end game sort of situation.
I know that I saw a tweet that's been put out that apparently they've fired three and crashed the whole thing.
I can see why, because it completely changes an area. It soups up all the enemies. It changes the face of the whole game. So
have you seen one go off yet?
Not yet, not in game, no.
That's gonna be pretty epic though when it does happen.
But you have to collect these codes. I found one code. So it's like F, it says something, but you have to find a few of them and then find a silo and then set it off. But also, like I said, it makes it end game like worthy. So you need to be level 50 plus, I think, before you can even attempt.
Would you call this would you be able to really play this on your own, or would you be advising to play with other people?
I would advise you get it if you know if your friends have got it. I would highly advise you to get it with your friends because the main draw of this game is co-op. But you can play it solo. It's a very quiet experience because I mean, comms is on automatically, so you'll just be like la 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 burp randomly, and someone will be like, "Hey, who burped?" And you're like, "What?" And then some dude's like, "Hey," and you're like, "Oh, hey," and then you can have this like, and people are genuinely quite pleasant actually, considering the situation you're in, and they're like, "Oh, do you need anything?"
How
Yeah,
are
I'm
you?
like, oh, yeah, I'll need some screws and some aluminum. And he was like, oh, okay, no problem. They just drop it for you.
I'm radiated. I've got a third arm.
Yeah,
I will shake you with this one.
Yeah, so you can have that natural experience where you meet a friend and you go off and do a mission. You just need to be able to spend some time there, really.
Yeah.
It's
So-
not a quick jump in and jump out game.
Why would you think it's getting such a bad reaction then?
I would say, well, the points people focus on, all of the things I saw were before the game was released, it was all beta. Impressions, and they're all saying how it's buggy and it sucks. It's not fun. The enemies are too easy, which is a bullshit. They're not. But like, it depends. A lot of people jump on a bandwagon as well. So if it's popular to say a game sucks, people will say it sucks.
Yeah.
True. Like I said, always experience for yourself. Don't always listen to what everybody else says.
Yeah, I mean, you might find it's terrible. I've seen a lot of people say it's crap, like playing it on Xbox or whatever. But I mean, Xbox underpowered and terrible. So. Maybe that's why.
Well, ignore the PlayStation then, won't we?
PlayStation's the same.
But no, like I said, you're the only one out of the four of us to play it. I'm hopefully going to be able to have a little session on it in the next few days. Hopefully, my friends lend it to me till Friday. And
have you got anyone to play it with?
No, that's the thing. I bought it for him. Basically, he had a child about 3 months ago, and I bought a present for his new little girl. And I bought a present for his girlfriend, and I didn't know what to buy him, and I thought, well, you know what, I'll buy him or pre-order him a game that he's really looking forward to. So I thought, Fallout 76, something for him to look forward to a little bit down the line. That turned up. He's now moved into a new house. The internet's really, really shit. So basically, he lent me then his PS4. I asked him, do you want me to take your PS4 and use my internet to update it? And so I've had it for the last this last day, which took a few hours just to update. It was going to take him like 40 hours or something stupid just to update it. So it was ridiculous. Up here, up in Yorkshire. Right, round Leeds, right? It's shit internet. Anyway, guys, have you played Fallout 76? Let us know down in the comments what you think to it. Like, Mental Patient 15 was on about Fallout 4. He says, I love and hate Fallout 4 at the same time. The gameplay, really nice, and I really feel like the skill tree got improved, but the choices are 0 to none. The game would have been so good, but I feel the lack of choices and role-playing disappointing and sad. Well, let us know, have you played Fallout 76, and how does it compare to your experience with Fallout 76?
One more thing? Can I add one more thing that really helps me sell it? So, the world lends itself to allow you to make your own fun. So they've put a lot of effort into the detail in the world. So, like for instance, me and Spamels were just tearing about, running around, and we came across this area which was like, have you ever been to a place called Go Ape or whatever in real life, which is like these zip lines and shit in the trees and platforms and stuff. So in Fallout there's an area where there's one of these things, and it's like an assault course in the trees. Like so you run along, and the game doesn't prompt you to do it or anything. You just can climb up there, and we spent hours trying to make our way across this assault course, which is incredibly difficult to do, by the way. Not because the game's controls are shit, because it's hard to do.
Telling me about this.
Yeah, and basically there's like a tower at the end. You can see it, and you're like, "Oh, I need to get there. There's gonna be something cool, right? There's gonna be loot." And then we spent ages getting there. I finally managed to get there, and there was nothing. There was just a note, and it just said, "Oh, I climbed up here. I climbed up here to get away from like raiders or whatever." But it created like an hour and a half of fun for me and Dan trying to get up this thing. So, and that was all just out of us doing it. So if you can find fun in games like that, then
I think it's got a lot of potential.
helps.
I'd like to see what updates they release for it, and going forward, like what other content they sort of build around it. I think it's got a lot of potential. I'd be interested to see how it sort of plays out.
Yeah, well, there's no season pass or anything, so everything's going to be free. There are microtransactions in the game, but again, you don't need to buy them. Got nothing in there again. It's all just.
So what are the microtransactions?
Pip-Boy paint color, a silly hat, a silly emote. That's it.
So it's
All
nothing
cosmetic.
to do with like the skills or the perks.
No, nothing at all.
No. Oh,
That's
okay.
cool. That's cool.
That's good. That is
Luke,
good.
thank you very much, sir.
Yes,
you very
thank
much.
you. That's the longest I've ever got to speak. And it's straight.
And it's never going to happen again.
yeah. I'm off the show. Look, get rid of him.
Let us know what you think to Fallout 76 if you've tried it, or if you've not tried it, are you thinking about picking it up? Let us know down in the comments. And that takes us to the end of our topics for the first Clubit Gaming live stream.
Awesome.
Guys, thank you so much. Round of applause. You guys have been awesome. Woo! Like I said before, I'm going to... actually, I think Mental Patient 15 did say that you can't find the YouTube channel on YouTube when it's been searching. I think that is down to the fact that because it is literally so new, it's not showing up in search yet because there's no videos on it. This is the first video that's going up. So I'm going to bang in the link down in the stream chat now of Twitch. So if you could head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. And we'll build up obviously the subscribers, and then YouTube will allow us to do more stuff with the channel, such as custom URLs. That'd be amazing. So
that'd be a good start.
Everybody, thank you so much. We're good. Basically, this is the end of the main show. Obviously, if you're watching live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, well, Mixer, well, that was the last one. You get the post show as well. Ed, sir, I know you look very tired. You all right?
I'm flagging hard.
Dude, you're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Guys, don't forget to check out Ed on GameHog Games over on Twitter and over on Twitch and on YouTube. I'm really looking forward to the next Do You Remember? I really, really am.
Do you remember?
And everybody, if you haven't seen that, go over and watch his Duel Masters Do You Remember?
Watch it.
Fucking amazing.
Watch it.
Really, really good. Luca James!
Yeet!
James is asleep. Like,
No, I'm
are you up?
certainly not.
Wake up.
I have more energy than any one human needs. So
Go check them out over on Twitter at Luke James Plays.
Oh, you definitely should.
We never tweet, so.
What's your next live stream?
Tomorrow, I do a live stream tomorrow over on Twitch, funnily
And then
enough.
mine will be Friday.
Yeah.
Cool.
I used to stream on a Wednesday, but obviously we now do Clubit, so I'm going to be doing it Friday.
Speaking of Twitch, we did a little competition between our friends, didn't we, guys?
Oh, we did.
Did.
Everyone,
Yes.
quickly head over to @LukeJamesPlay on Twitter and vote. Vote, and then go to
yes,
GameHog.
the Geekkeeper now.
Actually, head over to GameHog and
No.
I'm on
let's
11 votes. I've got
Oh my
91%
God.
yes, 9% yes.
Oh my
I've got 2 votes!
Hey.
Woo! It was us and his mum.
Yeah. We've got. Where's mine? 4 votes.
Woo! That was us, Ed, my mum, and Luke's mum.
So Ed wins. Nothing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I win the
amazing.
pride of knowing that I've just got some Twitter followers.
Just the envy of all of us.
Have them all.
Thank you so much, guys. Remember, we will be back next Wednesday at 8 p.m. on Facebook, Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and Twitter. And we're going to have a special guest with us next week. We're going to have Jade Plays Games, which is a YouTube channel. We've hopefully confirmed it with him, so he should be joining us next week. Big YouTuber, so he'll be joining us to chat about video game news and all that stuff.
Guess that's me out then.
Yeah, Luke, it's your day off next week. Right, guys, thank you so much. We're about to start the post show. For everybody watching on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're watching the edited version, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, folks. I'll see you in 2 weeks.